Hello there everyone, Ashnflash here, and I figured that today I would bring back the top 10 list on a Thursday, but it's gonna be top 15, because I was making the list, and I'm like, I can't put this character, but I want to include this. It's just so hard, so whenever that happens, I'm like, what the heck, I'll just extend it to 15 and deal with it. I'll try and make the video as short as I can. And happy Thanksgiving to all my American friends. It's not Thanksgiving here in Canada, but we had it last month, but happy Thanksgiving. I hope that you guys have a good time with your friends and family, and know that while it may not be Thanksgiving here, I'm still thankful for all of you guys, especially all the support recently. Like, it's just crazy how much these videos are popping off, except for the Frozen 2 SEMA series. But yeah, this is just gonna be a list of top 15 characters that I believe need to come in Lego form. Like, it's just shocking, some of these, after the 20 years of Lego Star Wars, that we haven't gotten them in any single form. Like, some of these characters are so iconic, and it's just absolutely crazy. Some of them, I don't know if they necessarily belong on the list, because I think that they are in development, and we'll get to that when we get to them. Also, just a heads up, there is a bit of spoilers for The Mandalorian, so don't watch this if you haven't seen it yet, I'd say. I mean, it's nothing that you wouldn't have known, I think, if you just are present on the internet, but anyways. Anyways, guys, without further ado, let's jump into things with spot 15. It's actually Rebel Friend, and this is more of a joke, but one that I kind of have to include, because if I didn't, like, I know I'd get a lot of comments saying, where's Rebel Friend? And he's of course such a big part, I think, of the Lego Star Wars 2 video game, and I think that he's a part of the Star Wars community as a whole. Like, there's Star Wars Battlefront mods and different things now, and it's just shocking that after 20 years we didn't get him, and especially this year. It would have been great if he was a polybag or something for the 20th anniversary. It would just be so great. Or give him an updated one, just chuck him into like a battle pack or something like that. I really hope we do get him at some point. Spot 14 is Darth Vause. Now, he's way at the bottom because Solo, while I kind of like Solo, I think it's a good movie. I know, I'm sorry, but he was a good villain. I thought he was scary but also charming at the same time. So it was interesting that we never got him in any of the sets. Now, I doubt that we ever will, especially because those sets did not sell very well, because the movie didn't do too well. So, but moving on to spot number 13, it's actually Cal Kestis, and probably some of you are scratching your heads and you're like, who the heck is this? Well, Cal Kestis is actually the Jedi Padawan from Jedi Fallen Order, the game that just released almost 2 weeks ago now, and I'm actually playing through it on the Ashnflash Extra channel. You could check it out, linked at the end, as well as the playthrough for that. But he's such a big character, and it is interesting that we didn't get any sets based off of the video game. Now, last time with Star Wars Battlefront 2, we actually got a set based off of that, but it was a whole year afterwards. So that's the way Lego normally works, is they actually have sets in development for a whole year prior to the set actually releasing. So I think that with the success of this game, like, it's getting glowing reviews, and it's just doing really well. I'm sure that a year from now, for January 2021, there will be some form of a Jedi Fallen Order set. I'm not sure what that would include. Probably, of course, Cal Kestis and BD-1, as well as maybe the second sister. I'm not sure if it would be the big Just Too Good ship. That's what we're calling it, because it's called the Mantis. It's a funny joke. Lego community joke. But anyways, yeah, so I don't know if it would actually be the big ship or whatever, but it would be cool to get nonetheless. But moving on to the next one, and it's actually Garrard, and I didn't know that was actually that they had a name, but it was the Imperial spy from A New Hope, and it's that guy, you know, that one, the weird one that reports to the stormtroopers and all that. And I was watching, and it was crazy that we've never gotten him before. Like, it has been so long, 20 years of Lego Star Wars, that we've never gotten him. He's appeared in the video games, and he was also in The Mandalorian, not that one specifically, but that species. So it's just crazy to me that we haven't gotten him before. Next we have Dexter Jetpack, and he's here because I think he's a big part of episode 2, and I think that a set based off of Dexter Jetpack's diner would be so much fun. Like, I just think that not only would it be like a great different sort of set for Lego Star Wars, but it's iconic, I think, to a lot of us when we look back at the Lego Star Wars video game. I mean, that was the hub. That was where you went to go look at your mini kits, and you would go to the levels and all that. So I think it's really important that at some point we do get him. Like, it's crazy that we've never gotten him, and he was also present in that game, so I think it'd be really great to get him in some sort of Lego form. I mean, come on, they already made a piece for the arms and everything for Jedi Master Pong Krell. Like, I don't know, it would just be so easy to make. Like, just use that piece. But hey, I don't know. But moving on to the next character, it is actually Bail Organa. And I know you're like, well, he just came in the Tantive 4 set. And I know that, but I really want him in minifigure form in a cheaper way. Not just that, like, give us maybe a Purge set where it's like him and a Padawan and a 501st Trooper or something like that, and he's in the speeder. But I just think that he plays such a big part of not only the movies in terms of episode really 1 through 3, but he's in a lot of Clone Wars episodes, and he plays a pretty big part of the show, especially in some of the episode arcs. So I'm just shocked that we've never gotten a younger version of him. Of course, now we have the older one from, I guess, Rogue One. But I don't know, it's just kind of sad to me and a little disappointing, and I think that he's such a big character. Next we have Madame Jocasta New, and this is actually a character that I kind of want in a set. This is kind of like, some of these are like, man, it'd be really great if we got this minifigure, but also they need to come in this set. And this is another one. We need a Jedi Temple set. Like, you know how well that would sell? A UCS, or what do they call it? A Master Builder Jedi Temple set would be absolutely phenomenal, especially with her, like, having her in the library and everything. Like, that would be amazing. Like, I think that she's one of the lesser known Jedi, but she's also really well known in the Star Wars community and would be such a sought after minifigure to get, in my opinion. But moving on to spot number 8, we actually have Boss Nass. 20 years of Lego Star Wars, and he's never come in a set. Not a single Gun set. We need one based off of the Gun City. Like, how? 20 years! That's when the Phantom Menace first released. We got sets to tie into that. 20 years, and we haven't gotten it. It's baffling to me, especially him. I don't know, like, he's such a memeable character, and, you know, I don't know. I love him so much. But moving on to spot number 7, again, pretty shocking. Now, this is a suit, like a variant, I guess, but Admiral Yularen. How have we not gotten an Admiral Yularen in any of the Clone Wars sets? He's literally the narrator of the show, the Lost in Space, and all that stuff. You know, it's so iconic to me, his voice, the character, and of course he is from A New Hope. Like, that was his first appearance, and we got a polybag of him from that. But really, I think that he's such a big part of the show. You literally hear his voice every single episode, introducing what's going on, what's happening, what's going on in the galaxy, and how have we not gotten that version of him? It's crazy. And you can see I'm getting more passionate as we go up this list. And same with the next one. Spot number 6, Saw Gerrera. He played such an important part, one of the most emotional episodes, I think, of Clone Wars, and then they saw that he was so important in those episodes that they went and they took him and they put him in Rogue One, which led to him being in Rebels and Jedi Fallen Order, and he's such an iconic character, I think, now, and it is crazy that we've never gotten him before, especially with the Rogue One sets. Like, it would have been so great to get him in the second wave, over that monkey that shoots the gun out of the U-Wing. Like, just throw him in there. I know he's not in the scene or anything, but just literally anywhere, I think, would have been great to get him. It's so sad that we're not getting any more Rogue One sets. I really wish that they would return to Rogue One to give us some more characters, because he was really great. It was really disappointing that they just gave the Shore Trooper one of those stand figures that could all connect to each other with, like, DJ and the Kessel Worker and the Mud Trooper Han Solo. Like, it would have been great to get him over the Shore Trooper. I don't know. But moving on to spot number 5, it's Nien Nunb. Such an iconic character from The Return of the Jedi. And how have we not gotten him? It's crazy. Like, he was one of the best parts, I think, of Return of the Jedi. Like, the last bit, he was such a big comic relief for Lando. And then, of course, he's been in episode 7 as well as episode 8. And I'm assuming he's going to be in The Rise of Skywalker. And he was such a big enough character that they put him as a hero in the first Battlefront game on the PS4. He's such an iconic character, but the worst part is that we've gotten 10 Nub. Not once! We've gotten 10 Nub twice, but not 9 Nub! Like, he's so much more iconic. He has a different outfit. Like, it's not the same as 10 Nub, so it's not like, oh, you know, it's just the same character. It's not! Like, how? And it's been a long time since we've gotten a Celestian. Like, it's just... oh my goodness. But moving on, now we're getting into the some more outfits that I think is just crazy that we've never gotten before. And spot number 4, it's Luke's force projection from The Last Jedi. I think that that's, while you may not like The Last Jedi and everything, the last few minutes of that were incredible. With him facing off against Kylo, like that fight, while they never actually touched lightsabers or anything, it was absolutely amazing. I loved it so much. It was so powerful, and to see him young like that, I don't know. It's crazy that we haven't gotten that in minifigure form, and maybe after the Rise of Skywalker, maybe they'll start returning to these other movies like Rogue One, but yeah, I don't know. It's really disappointing. Maybe that could be next year's duel set. I'd love that. Duel on crate, and it's him and Kylo. I think that would be really cool. How many times have I said in the comment section to people, it's amazing. Every word of what you just said was wrong. Like, it's just, it's so iconic, I think, that line now, and we've never gotten it. So really disappointing to me. But next is General Leia, and I stand by this. Like, how have we not gotten those outfits of her, especially in The Last Jedi? How was she not in a set for The Last Jedi? I don't know. Like, I'm genuinely curious. How has LEGO let this happen? How has it gone on for so long that we've never gotten one of those outfits from the end of The Force Awakens or The Last Jedi? And it's very unlikely that we'll get her in a Rise of Skywalker set, even though that would be really great to do, but crazy, baffling in my opinion. And then spot number 2. I'm not really sure how they would do this, but Force Ghosts need to be a thing. 100%. I don't know how they would do this. I think they need to break a few rules in terms of making torsos transparent and the hands as well, and I think the hips have never been transparent, so those pieces would need to have the rules broken for. But, like, how? How have we never gotten a Ghost Yoda, especially with The Last Jedi? A Ghost Obi-Wan specifically, because he played such a big part on Dagobah with Luke's training, and he was just he was there. He was always there. And then for him to just not come in a minifigure like that, I don't get it. Like, it can't be that hard to make those pieces transparent and break a few rules. I don't know, I think it's really important that we do get these characters, especially going into the Rise of Skywalker, because I'm sure there's going to be some Force Ghosts in that, so it's just baffling to me. But spot number 1, I think it's no surprise, really, especially after last week, especially after this past week. If you haven't seen all of these Star Wars sets that are actually coming out in 2020, I'll link it at the end here, but there is one set coming out for The Mandalorian, and Baby Yoda wasn't in it. And let me stop you right there, all you Star Wars nerds in the comment section going,
Excuse me, there's not actually a terminology given to the species that Yoda is actually. So he's not actually technically Baby Yoda, since this is actually after the Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, I know, okay? Chill. And I put him in spot number 1, and maybe that's gonna upset a lot of people, but he's literally just consuming media. Like, he's been talked about on talk shows. Like, it's just, he's just becoming such an iconic character, and we barely know anything about him. It's been 3 episodes of The Mandalorian, and he's so iconic now, and so much to the point that there is no actual merch. I think that they just launched some t-shirts and stuff, and like I mentioned before, it's hard because these sets are like a year in the making, right? So they really kept the Baby Yoda secret under wraps. Like, barely anyone knew about it. They were so surprised that it never leaked out. But I'm thinking, and I'm reading all these articles of knockoff companies beginning to make Baby Yoda merch just so they could sell it in time for Christmas, because Star Wars hasn't done anything. And I really think that they just need to go and they need to be like, all right, somehow we need to make this happen. Like, January 1st, we need merch and toys and Lego launching. Like, it's crazy. Like, there's going to be so many knockoffs and different things coming out from all these other bootleg companies because they wanted to keep it a secret, which I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing, because then they're really losing out. But he's so iconic now. I mean, everybody's saying that he's more... Daisy Ridley said that he's more cute than the Porgs. Like, these are the questions that they're asking them on the press junket for The Rise of Skywalker. But anyways, everyone, I'm actually losing my voice while recording this, but I hope that you did enjoy this top 15 video. I do want to do a bunch of Star Wars ones actually leading up to The Rise of Skywalker, because there's a lot of other topics that I want to cover, like maybe top 10 missing sets, like the Jedi Temple. Like, I think that's just just, there's so many opportunities. But I hope that you did enjoy this. Let me know down below in the comments section, do you have any ideas for characters that we're missing? Maybe there's some that I didn't think of that belong on the list. And I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that you all have a great day. I will see you all in the next one.